Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Today, let's talk about the subject that has been pressing. It's been on everybody's mind, especially with this election happening. And Robbie and I are going to talk about racism.
Ooh.
Why is it still prevalent in 2024? What is it? Why is it still here? When is it going to go away? Can we eradicate it? I don't know. And I'm going to tell you, I have a very distinct opinion about it. But Rob, I want to hear from you. What do you think it is?
Okay.
Why it's still here?
Well, I don't think I think racism is inherently just a human condition. I don't think it's something that can ever leave us. I think from the dawn of time and probably in other species that people are always anything that's different. Even if you have an entire black population, the lighter skin, the darker skin is
Yeah.
always going to be an issue. It's systematically just in our blood. I don't think it's I don't know why we always try to say let's end racism. I was like, that's stupid. That's like, ending eyesight. It's not going to happen. Like, the people just either racism rhetoric needs to calm down,
Hmm.
and people need to know how to communicate things better without being so angry, and understand cultures and read and educate themselves a little bit better
Right.
about other people. And Americans do need to travel more. You know what I mean? They just don't travel enough, and they're just not as educated as other people or other people around the world. But racism will never ever leave the human race. It is what it is.
Okay. I got 100%, and I can kind of agree with you on that. But I think I've read so many books on racism. I have one here on racism, what it is, the paradigm, how it affects people, how people kind of create their own racism.
Hmm.
So let me just tell you, this is just this is just me. Now, and I'm talking about, I'm coming from this, esoteric philosophical place. Okay. So we all know people are different from us. There are people who look different from us, right? Everybody look different from us. So on this 3D space, you have to view a person as that, because you're not, it's not, you're not in this higher dimension. We're in the third dimension. Okay. So I have to view you eyesight wise while you look at it like that. Listen,
I'm stoned, but damn, I don't know where we are now. We're in the
I'm
Matrix
going
and
to tell
shit.
you, but I have to view you as Robbie as, he's black. He's a guy. He's a black guy. He's da da da. Whatever the case may be. So it is my belief, and I just know that everybody is having their own experience with racism. There are some people in this world that will never ever experience racism. I'm talking about black people.
Okay.
There are people in this world who will never ever 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 experience women sexism. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, they will not. It's just how we're perceiving it and how we're taking it in. So our subconscious mind, I'm gonna break it down just a little bit. Our subconscious mind, whatever you say is true, is the goal is for your subconscious mind to show you the truth of what you've embedded into your brain, what you've given to your subconscious mind. Like if I ask the people at home, hey, do you guys know how to drive? I guarantee you guys can drive without even thinking about it because it's in your subconscious mind. So in my subconscious mind, if I say this person right here is a racist. Da, 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 da. So the subconscious mind has to show me, give me some evidence that this person, this boss, this person, whatever, is racist. So I just really feel that you're right. It's not ever going away because it's a mind thing. It's a mental thing. And I don't think people are going to have enough discipline to, when I see this Asian, when I see this black guy, when I see this white lady, people are not going to have a discipline to kind of suppress that thought that they initially have about that race. They're just not going to do it. And you have to be a strong person to constantly go into your mind and curate your mind in a way where, okay, no, that was just that person. That was just Cindy who was being racist. That was just da da da. You know what I mean? As opposed to as a collective. As a collective.
Well,
Do you
yeah.
kind of follow me?
Yes, I say you're okay. Well, yes, there's generalization and then there's racism, right? And I think people trying to generalize if one Asian person can't drive, all of them can't drive.
Yes.
Clearly, you know
Right,
what I
right,
mean.
right,
But
right.
not all Asian people have the same eyesights or eyelids, so that's
Right,
stupid.
right,
Clearly.
but your subconscious mind is going. If you think Asian people can't drive, your subconscious mind is going to give you all the evidence of why they can't drive. So you're
Of
going to
course,
get this
of
person
course.
who's going to almost hit your car, that person almost ran into you, and that's just how it goes. We're
But
in control.
you're also a product of your environment. So how you are raised and the environment and the people who are in your environment that you're raised in and how they treat each other is how you grow up to be as an adult.
Yes,
So how the people in your household see the world, you pick up on that.
yes.
Therefore, like when you get older, you tend to like to have those kind of habits and those thoughts and those those and you racism comes from your parents, honestly. Every
But what you say?
like I said, racism comes from your parents.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
It's honestly like that's it's like it's what you're raised with, and it takes for you as an adult to travel the world and be with different cultures and environments and eat different foods and live in different cities, and then
Mhm.
you have an understanding once you get older that you know n- not everybody is like everybody else.
Yeah. Yes.
There's
Yes.
and but when you live in a small town in Alabama and you haven't
Mhm.
even been to freaking Florida ever before, and you see everything that you see is on TV screens or on the internet, yeah, you probably think that that all black folks are crazy.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I mean? Or we're lazy, or we're always like late, or all the time, because that's what you're seeing and hearing all the time from your family members who don't even know how to
Yeah,
read.
but
So
they're hearing it from family members. They're hearing it from. They're sitting in media. They're sitting in movies. That's where they're seeing it. So that's where they get that depiction that
yeah,
maybe black people are this way, or even the Karens. Maybe the Karens are this way because just what you're saying. But I know a lot of incredible, amazing white women that are not even close to being what that is. So I know you again your environment, but also I really feel like when you said that you should go to different places or whatever, as a black male, most black people have to go to white schools. Let's just be honest.
yeah.
Like
But most black people are very are can be
what
very short minded when or very short sighted when it
tempered?
comes to race too as well. So a lot of
No,
black folks stay in
no, no.
Atlanta. They don't go nowhere. They don't travel very much. They're in their church. You know what I mean? And so their perception of white people or Asian people or anything else is very could be short minded too. And that's
Right,
like
I get that, but remember this, Robbie. Most black people, generalizing it, has had to go to a white school or they've moved
mhm.
to a white neighborhood or you know what I mean? We've always had to go outside of our community to be a part of the economy, to be a part of,
If you're lucky, because
right,
most
right.
zoning schools go all black schools, kids go to black schools and stuff like that.
Right,
So
but what I'm saying, but those black schools were white schools at first. Did you know that?
yeah, oh yeah.
All
Of
those
course.
black schools were white schools. So
Yeah.
the point I'm making is we've always had to go outside of our community to receive an education or to get a better job or whatever the case may be. So that means we've been able to interact with the other than us, than black people. I've been able to interact with so many different races because I had to go to a white college. So
Mhm.
now I'm garnering the benefits of being able to be in an environment where it could be a little, there may be a little pushback from a different race, or there may be some questions about who I am as a person, who I am as a race, and that's it. And I've grown through. I'm telling you, it's growth through that. Other races, even I'm gonna say, maybe Hispanics or Asians, most people they stay in their cyclone, they stay in their area, and that's just even white people sometimes. Well, back in the day, they stayed in their area because maybe it was called a suburb, you know what I mean, with just white people in it, and everybody began to move there, and then they moved out. So they always move out to cluster in a place where they feel comfortable. And us, we've always been okay being uncomfortable. So that's why we've been able to psychologically, like really, really, you know, strip down what racism is, but also how
Are
to
you talking
handle
about
it.
black people as a generalization, or are you just talking about you?
What do you mean?
Are you saying like black people generalizing can understand racism differently, or are you just saying
No, 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 no. Black people understand racism. I'm not saying yes, they do.
compared to anybody else, or
Yes, because we've been the ones who have. Remember, we've been the ones who have experienced. We have to. We're always on the
we're
receiving
not the
end.
only ones? I mean, the Asians,
No, 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 yeah,
they were in concentration
right,
camps and stuff here in America too. I mean,
right.
not they weren't brought. Just saying, like
Listen, I'm not playing victim. I'm not saying we own racism. What I'm saying is, in this country, look
hmm
at the history of the country. Civil rights
hmm
movement. Before that, slavery. Look at the history. Come on, everybody. when you're brought over here, that's traumatic. That's something going on mental. That's different than people migrating here, creating a life, and all of a sudden somebody may be racism against them. No, their life was not born, was not, induced in race. It wasn't, it didn't simmer in racism. It was just, okay, I got a job and people don't like me
Yeah,
because I'm Asian. You know
I
what I mean?
get.
But black people completely, I'm just saying, but black
Hmm.
people it's just been a different thing. And like I said, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to tell you, I'm not. I'm not saying we own this racism, and it's not a badge of honor to, understand racism. It's just that we've been the bearers, on the receiving end of a lot of it, and so it has made us a well-rounded, understanding people. Not every black person
Yeah, I was about to
may
say
be
that some
well-rounded
of
and
us who
understanding
had
people, but
the
some of them
access
are
to
just
education and travel, yeah, but
yeah, yeah. No, I agree with that part of it, but every black person can kind of understand what it feels like, what it means. You know what I mean? That's what I mean.
yeah. It's funny because like I was born and raised in Fairbanks, Alaska,
Okay,
which is we have black folks up there because of the military.
you a
Uh,
damn lie.
yeah, but it was a really racist state, honestly. So like people would think, oh, but all the schools are integrated and stuff like that. But it does have like it's a red state, and it has, so you're going to have the skinhead Nazi thing going on up
Yeah,
there. Anyways, anywhere where you have guns and hunting, you're going to have that kind of rhetoric. But I until I moved to LA as a kid, I mean, I never even heard Spanish before. I didn't
but
even have Mexican friends. Like, but there's some people who stay in their silos
yeah,
and they don't spread out. Like, I always tell people, when they like, just buy a ticket and go to London
yeah,
as a black person. Europe is way different when it comes to how they treat African Americans, Black Americans. It's way different. You know what I mean? Because they got Africans out there who's been out there for quite a while, but they don't look at color. Not everything on the media is like the black guy at the store robbed this, the white guy out there. They
yeah,
don't they
yeah.
don't mention color with everything. So it's kind of it's a fresh breath of air sometimes when you get to Europe and you're like, oh, I can actually enjoy the culture and I don't have to be worried about the race of everything around me. It's
Yeah.
what color. And America makes it we market off of racism here. It's big, it's money. Look
We
at
make
every
money
comedian,
off of
every freaking comedian talks about racism. Every show has to do with racism. You know what I mean? Like every single show, comedy, you watch
it.
SNL, anything, everything comes is racism. Is this what it is? America was since the dawn of time, since we built this country, we built it on the backs of racism. So here we are.
Right, and that's my point. It's built on the back of that traumatic time in that time period. So it's not like I agree with you. It's just not going away. I think we can just adapt and do some things to better mentally take care of ourselves, health wise, about it. But at the same time, I'm with you. It's not going away. So everybody
The
just
internet helps with this, I think,
yeah,
honestly, because I think people now can see around the world a lot easier now. You can really dive in deep if you're interested, or you
yeah,
can stay in your little bubble and just watch a bunch of rednecks on four wheelers. But you know what I mean? You have access to a lot of stuff now, more than we had as kids. We had to look at Encyclopedia Britannica to be
yeah,
like, oh, that's what a
yeah,
Danish person looks like. What the
yeah.
fuck? You know what I mean? So it's like, things are different now. I think racism, I think the media makes racism seem a lot bigger than it
They
is.
magnify it. They magnify
Magnify
it.
it
And
so
to me,
much.
that's what
I
it
don't really
is.
feel like that many people are racist, but
Because
like,
when you go to your corner store or you go to your grocery store or to the mall or to a bowling alley, whatever, no one's like, oh my God, that's the black girl, that's the white. Like no one cares. It's just the media magnifies it, and when they magnify it, now you segment the population like, oh, maybe they're talking about this person or that guy or this girl. It's just like let it go, like let
yeah,
it go. Don't listen to them.
yeah.
But yeah,
But
anyway, go
black
ahead.
folks do talk a lot in movies. So
What is that?
they don't stop talking. I
That's a
can't go to
stereotype.
black
That's
theaters. I
that's not
won't do it.
racist.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, but that is true. So
what?
black folks do talk about
Where did that
all through
come
the
from?
movies, especially scary movies. You can't do it. Stay
What?
home.
Okay.
And
All right.
and
Anyway. All right. Anyway. Guys, let us know in the comments if racism is still prevalent in your communities, and if so, what are you doing about it to eradicate it? See ya.